Steve Grubbs.
Well, thank you very much, and welcome to Zeppo's in Pullman, Washington, as we do get you ready for another edition of your WSU Cougars Soccer Coaches Show with head coach Todd Shulenberger and a new setting for us, Coach. They've moved us outside as the weather's still nice here in early September. What do you think about being out on the patio and enjoying the show?
Beautiful night on the Palouse as usual, and thanks for everybody coming out tonight. And Steve, you're the man, so let's get this going.
Well, all right, well, let's get it going. And speaking of a beautiful night, looking like we're going to have a hot week and a hot night and things like that. How do you look at the weather forecast and things like that as you get ready for matchups? Because obviously you guys play out in the elements. Do you take a look at the weather and see what's going on both here on the Palouse and when you're on the road?
Yeah, especially late October when it gets a little chilly and we get those Southern California teams coming. But right now, everybody's used to the weather, so it's more or less when we travel. We look at that more than we do here because we know we're going to get here right now a nice, great night and cool evenings here.
No doubt about that. Again, with the Cougar soccer head coach talking about a lot of things tonight. We're going to talk about the recent road trip that took them to Stanford. Two big home matches on tap for this weekend at Lower Soccer Field as they will play both on Thursday as well as on Sunday. And, of course, we will also have another Cougar soccer player and a pretty special one. Nadia Cooper going to be joining us here on the show tonight.
Yep, our senior goalkeeper who's been basically a starter from day one since she's been here will join us tonight, and we're excited everything Nadia's done prior to now and what she's doing currently for us right now as well.
How are you? I'm imagining that you're going to be excited about this weekend because, I mean, obviously that first weekend at home, that's nice. It's the home opener. You got the two matches at home. But, I mean, this is a full Washington State University home weekend this weekend. You guys play Thursday. Volleyball is going to have a home opener on Friday against Eastern Washington University. Big football game Saturday night against Texas Tech. You guys are back at it on Sunday. As a program, I know you all support each other out in the halls and throughout the different offices and throughout Washington State University. When you have a home weekend like this, it's got to get the juices flowing just a little bit.
It does. Don't forget the Hall of Fame on Friday night as well. Former soccer player and Mike Leach and all the greats we're going to honor on Friday night as well. So, yeah, it's a great weekend for us having two games, volleyball in between that, and then football as well on Saturday night against a good one against Texas Tech. So it's definitely something we really get excited about.
You guys are coming off of a road trip. It took you down to Stanford to take on the number 2 ranked team in the country. 2-0 was the final score in favor of Stanford. And as you take a look at the match, not all 2-0 soccer games are equal. You guys had a pretty good showing down in Stanford. We're going to get into the details of that. But, I mean, first, do you agree with, obviously, in the sport of soccer, sometimes it's difficult to tell by just the final score what the game was like. And then, did you think you had a good showing? We'll get into some of the specifics, but overall, your thoughts on the performances at Stanford on Sunday?
We leave disappointed with the result because we're always here to win. But we are truly happy with our performance. It's probably the first time in my 10 years that we basically dictated 3/4 of the game. I'd say Grayson hit the post the first 3 minutes of the game. Ball just didn't roll across the line, and then Nadia makes a big save on a PK that was questionable, and then they got 2. But every moment we thought we were in the game, and it was a game that we talked to our staff that we thought going down there we could steal one. But the reality is when we left and came back, we felt like we actually gave up one because we could have won the game, and we would not have stole the game. We'd have been the better team that day based on the stats and everything was happening. But that's soccer, and we're crazy enough to coach that game, so we have to deal with those losses at the same time. So,
I mean, you take a look at the stats, and I mean, possession was yours. What was the final corner kicks? You guys ended up with 13 compared to their 1. Meanwhile, in shots on goal, you had 11, and as you mentioned, hit a post and things like that, and had plenty of opportunities. What was the secret to your success of putting the pressure on Stanford and having the possession and the opportunities that you had?
Two things. One, we've done really well since the second half of Purdue moving forward, our press and how we were defending right now. And then I think we've just gotten better on the ball lately. We've made better decisions on the ball in the final third. I mean, anybody that's followed us the first game at Purdue, we had 1 corner kick. I mean, we've scored 3 on 2 different occasions already in games and then had a lot of opportunities this way. So if you're getting the corner kicks, stats don't lie, you're down on their end. They had something like 25 goal kicks, which was rare. And I'll tell you another funny thing is anytime you're at a Stanford game, literally in the 86th minute when they got their first corner kick, the whole audience stood up and finally clapped for Stanford. I mean, I took that, they were like, where was this been, Stanford? But they won the game, but there's no moral victory. But we definitely know that if we continue to play like this, we're in a good spot.
I mean, for you guys to have the opportunities that you had and to see your chances against a quality opponent like that, knowing that when those opportunities arise again, you're going to have a chance to put those away. And again, it's got to fill you with a lot of promise heading into these two home matches where, again, you just went 2-0 here at Lower Soccer Field.
Yeah, we hope that's the case, right? I mean, we know we can get them to that spot. Now it's pressure, just finishing under pressure. Their technique, their ability to escape that pressure of defender, to play the way they're facing from time to time, to get out of player 1v1, to recognize matchups and all those things, and just be a good goal scorer, not just a shooter, a goal scorer.
Again, Todd Shulenberger with us. We're just getting things rolling from Zeppo's. We're out on the patio. If you're anywhere around Pullman, you still got time to come on out and join us here. We're going to talk with Todd Shulenberger throughout the hour. Again, about midway through, we'll talk to Nadia Cooper as well. Again, it is our Cougar Coaches Show with the head coach of Washington State University Soccer, Todd Shulenberger. Beautiful night. We hope to see you here at Zeppo's. If not, glad to have you with us, whether it's online or whether you're tuning in to News Talk for the Palouse AM 1150. And we will continue on after we take our first time out. Glad to have you with us from Zeppo's. It's a Cougar Coaches Show with Todd Shulenberger live from Learfield.
And celebrations, although those are pretty great. But for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making, they're in to help you through all of it. Because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024 U.S. Bank.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024
While you're
Coors
traveling
Brewing
on the
Company,
Blues,
Golden,
make sure
Colorado.
you stop in Colfax. Colfax is home to great businesses like Pomeroy Grain Growers. For all your crop marketing needs, contact Brian or Eric. You're in good hands at Pomeroy Grain Growers. If you're considering assisted living, consider the Courtyard at Colfax, where it's always a wonderful way to live. And for all your gift-giving needs, Tick Clock Drug has the best selection on the Blues. Colfax, a great place to stay and play.
In 2004, Pullman Regional Hospital opened its facility on Bishop Boulevard. It became a model of what a community hospital could be. Word got out about the extraordinary care people were getting, and services were added so that local residents no longer needed to travel to Spokane for many specialized services. Today, the demand has grown, and Pullman Regional Hospital is working to meet these new challenges. Learn more at pullmanregional.org. Pullman Regional Hospital. Your hospital.
We welcome you back here to Zeppo's as we're out and on the patio and getting set for the continuation of your Cougar Soccer Coaches Show with head coach Todd Shulenberger. Cougar Soccer is brought to you in part by U.S. Bank, a proud supporter of Cougar Athletics. Together, there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. U.S. Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. UC Irvine coming into town Thursday night, 7 o'clock. UC San Diego, they're going to be in town for a 1 o'clock start time on Sunday afternoon. Then a trip down to the south to take on a couple of schools from Georgia and Georgia Southern and Georgia. We're now, 4 matches into the season, Coach, and as we continue on here non-conference-wise, just kind of what you've seen out of your team through 4 matches so far this season and where you think you sit as you get into kind of the midway portion of your non-conference schedule.
Obviously, at this point, you know, I was hoping to be at least 3-1. We're 2-2, but I think at the end of the day, we're in a better spot than probably advertised right now. And we've gotten better defensively. We've gotten better in the attack. Our possession, are turning the ball over less and less in each game. And you know, like I said, this non-conference schedule is probably one of the toughest we put together yet. I mean, our opponents we got coming, you're naming them. I mean, UC Irvine was a third-round NCAA tournament team last year.
Oh.
Okay, and they beat the defending national champs UCLA. And then we got UC San Diego. It's going to be a great game. And you got the Georgias. Then you got Utah Utah State, who's RPI's 4th in America right now. So we really set ourselves up good, which we like, but now we got to take care of business, right?
Mm-hmm. Again, as we go back and just talk a little bit more about that Stanford match, again, you mentioned the lengthy review. I don't think we need to really get into whether you agreed with it or disagreed with it. My guess, well, I don't know. I'm not going to guess. In any case, how about after that lengthy review, the stop by Nadia Cooper on the PK?
Yeah, it was great. I don't understand the lengthy review either. I'm not going to comment because I'm getting carded too much right now, so I don't want to get in trouble for that. But Nadia, what a great save she had. And, Scott, who trains her goalkeeper, just let Nadia read the situation without – we didn't really have a scout on them because that young lady hasn't taken a PK this year, so it was really all on Nadia reading the eyes of the goalkeeper, reading her body language. She approached the ball, and Nadia makes a heck of a save.
When you look at the way you dominated the possession in this game, do you look at one side of the ball, or was it both in congruence with another as far as offense and defense? Because, again, you talked about what you've been able to do stepping up defensively so far this season. Was there one that shined more than the other, or was it kind of both that were kind of working together to give you guys that possession throughout this match?
I think it was a little bit of both, but to think that a Stanford team can't get out of their own end is tough to understand because that just doesn't happen, right? Then, by the way, they're number 1 in America as of today now. They're not 2 anymore. They're number 1. So that was impressive, but then just the ability to keep the ball on a team that they like to suffocate you with their possession, and I'm saying we didn't suffocate them, but we had enough of the ball that they couldn't understand what was going on, which was fun to see.
So many corner kicks for you guys. Disappointing that you weren't able to convert one, or is that just soccer? And did you like your chances from the set pieces that we had in this one?
Well, what do you think we did at practice today? Okay, that's the first thing. Okay. All right, so went back over that. It was some service from time to time. It was actually attitude, mentality, as type of runs we didn't perform at times. But again, they were good defensively. They were really good defensively, Stanford, in that box.
As far as some players that stood out in this game for you, was there a couple that you can point to that had really good matches that were leaders out there against a quality opponent? And again, as you mentioned, now the number 1 ranked team in the country that really stood out and looked like they not only belonged on the field but were a star for you in that match.
I think it was the whole group. I mean, it told the team it was going to take a complete effort for anyone if we had a chance on Sunday. So, you can name players across the board, but it was a complete team effort. It honestly was. And young ladies that didn't even get in the field were just the energy of the bench was just there. I mean, when you're at Stanford with 2,000-3,000 people there on a Sunday and it's just us and nobody else, it was fun to see a group stick together. And we told ourselves, regardless of what's going to happen in this game, it's only going to make us better. And they bought into it. And the girls were slide tackling, fouling, and everything with 2 minutes to go in the game. The game's over. Probably 2 minutes left, but they didn't quit. So that's a promising thing for us.
Well, that's the other thing, too. Again, down 2-0 to Stanford, but to show what you were able to do in the second half. As you mentioned, a lot of people in that setting against that team probably don't show up the way you guys did in the second half, and you guys played for a full 90 minutes at Stanford.
Our Final Four team in 2019 lost 5-0 to Stanford on the road. Yeah. Okay, now we ended up going to the Final Four, but Stanford ended up winning the national championship. That team yesterday did not fold. And they could have, so that was good to see.
You've talked about the depth of this team throughout the course of this early portion of the season. Was that evident to you in the Stanford match as well? Because if you're reluctant to name players and want to talk about the group, but obviously it is the depth of this team that's kind
no question. The bench rose up when they came in, and those that came off led from that charge on the sideline as well. So it was a complete team effort, and I think we probably, I don't know the stat sheet in front of me, we might have got 16 to 18 deep possibly as far as the players we played.
All right, let's take a quick look at it. I have the stat sheet right here because we got the internet and up and running with the laptop. 1, 2, 3. It looks like you were just about right. It looks like it's 18 deep. And again, as you take a look at the shots on goal, I mean, you ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different players with shots on goal, including 4 or 5 of them with multiple shots on goal.
And to play 18 players against number 1 team in America on a one-game weekend doesn't happen if you don't have depth, right?
Yeah.
Because you can easily go down there and just ride your starters out or 1 or 2 subs. That's the confidence we had in the rest of the group.
Megan Santa Cruz, Juliana Duckett, they each had a couple shots on goal. What did you see out of both of those two?
Our midfield, starting with Megan, what she did to their holding mid as a national team player, did a great job of moving her, shifting her, getting after her, and getting things in the box. And then Juliana really controlled our build-up through the midfield as she read off the back line.
Again, great showing. Unfortunately, again, soccer can just kind of be that way where you can play your absolute best and the other team gets a couple in the net, you don't. And now we get ready to try and convert and turn those into victories. And when it comes to opportunities against both UC Irvine and San Diego, talk a little bit about the upcoming weekend with Todd Shulenberger. Again, coming up here in about 10 minutes or so, we'll visit with Nadia Cooper as well as we'll continue on. Happy to have you with us here from Zeppo's. We're out on the patio tonight. Glad to have have you with us, and we'll be back with a little bit more with the head coach of Cougar Soccer, Todd Shulenberger. It's your Cougar Coaches Soccer Hour right here from Learfield.
Hey, Coug fans! Can't decide what to do with your late-night weekends? Why not Cosmic Bowling? Every Friday and Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is Cosmic Bowling at Zeppo's. At a price designed with everyone in mind, we are your destination for music, disco lights, and of course, bowling. Can't join us on the weekends? Zeppo's is the place to be for all ages every day of the week. With bowling, food, and drink specials, we offer prices that won't break the budget. You can even reserve your lane in advance with online reservations at Zeppos.com. When looking for fun in Pullman, look no further than Zeppo's.
Jan from Toyota here. At Toyota's National Sales Event, there's still time to squeeze more fun out of summer with a new Camry, RAV4, Corolla, and more. So go on, squeeze your extended family into a Highlander for a family reunion.
Everybody in. Tammy, Teddy, Tony, Tommy, Toby, Terry. Wait, where's Rex?
Or stop for some fresh squeezed lemonade in a Prius.
Ooh, how much?
$15.
Okay, now that's a squeeze.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Event ends September 3rd. Toyota, let's go places.
Whitman Hospital and Medical Clinics welcomes new podiatrist, Dr. Adam Simmons.
I'm excited to bring my podiatric expertise to Colfax. I look forward to serving, working, and living in this beautiful place I now call home.
Dr. Simmons is accepting new patients at Whitman Hospital's specialty clinic on the main campus.
We will do our best to keep you on your feet. Call us at 509-397-9005.
We know your feet are your body's foundation. You know us.
Before the big game, schedule a round of golf at the Colfax Golf Course and Event Center. While the ladies shop, you can be relaxing with 9 or 18 holes on the quiet, scenic course, where it's always a great day to play. And no holiday is complete without a visit to Tick Clock Drug. Pharmacy, healthcare, apparel, cards, gifts, and home decor, all in one beautiful, convenient location. Tick Clock Drug and Colfax Golf Course and Event Center. In Colfax, a great place to stay and play.
Well, we are back here once again to Zeppo's. It is your Cougar Coaches Show with head coach of Washington State University Soccer, Todd Shulenberger. So happy to have you with us. Coors Light Mountain Cold Refreshment. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Light, a proud sponsor of Cougar Athletics. Coach, you get ready for both UC Irvine and San Diego. UC San Diego making their way into Pullman both Thursday and on Sunday. You just got back from Stanford. Let's take us through, first of all, your schedule and how it works out for you guys and just the preparation of getting ready for these two teams.
Well, the girls had a workout this morning in the weight room, and then we had practice this afternoon at 3, and we'll have another one tomorrow afternoon with the scouting report, and then it's back at it Thursday night. Friday then it's a recovery session, Saturday training, and Sunday here we go again. So two great opponents that we want to come in here and take care of business.
You mentioned the scouting report, UC Irvine. I don't want to give you an opportunity to give away any secrets here as far as what we want to do, but as far as what you've seen out of UC Irvine, what have you seen out of UC Irvine, our first opponent coming up on Thursday?
Well, they're well coached. They have a plan and a purpose, what they like to do. Like I said, last year they were a third-round NCAA tournament team, so they got a lot of players, and the state of California is one of the best soccer places to recruit, and that's where they're from, and they got a lot of great soccer players, so it'll be a great game.
If you were to name one of their strengths of the 2024 team, what would be one of the strengths of UC Irvine that you're going to try and shut down?
I think I don't know if it's their strength, but I feel like if we can suffocate them with our press, okay, and make it difficult on them and make them do what they don't want to do, which is just kick the ball, then I think we can be in a good spot.
Is that something, the press, is that something that you try and do every year? Is it something you're trying to do a little bit more this year because of the group that you have? Is it just the style you want to play all the time? And how have you seen it maybe evolve here through the first little part of the non-conference portion of the schedule?
We've done it here for 10 years, and that's just our mojo, what we do. And that's how, we roll your sleeves up, got to go to work. We got to be a little more physical from time to time. We got to put these players under pressure and and make them feel uncomfortable, and that's what we do, and it's been successful to this point.
Yeah, and that's kind of your mentality when it comes to the players that you go out and recruit and bring here to Pullman, the players that are going to be able to do that for you. Is that correct?
Yeah, I don't want to hang out with Nadia in the back alley one night. I mean, that's exactly the type of players we got, so that's where we're at, and that's who we get.
Makes total sense to me. I mean, as we get ready for these two matches, again, Washington State coming in 2-2 on the season. Again, 2 wins. Last time we were at Lower Soccer Field, victory victories over Montana and Idaho. Obviously, again, we talked a little bit about that last week, but last time we were at Lower Soccer Field, great crowds, and I'm sure expecting some big ones coming up here on Thursday and Sunday as well.
I would think the weather's going to be great. Everything that's around us this weekend with volleyball, we talked about football, and so I would expect another great crowd Thursday night. And Thursday will be I think is this the night we're doing this?
I think that one is Sunday. We got 90s night. 90s night. You a big fan of 90s music, by the way?
Probably, yeah. I mean, I can do it.
You can do a little 90s music? I could see you doing a little 90s music. By the way, the Rubik's Cube and these little slappers here, those are the things that you can do. That's for the youngsters if you want to go ahead and bring them out on Sunday. So a good chance for you to come on out on Sunday as well. Were you a Rubik's Cube guy growing up? Do you know?
Do I look like a Rubik's Cube guy?
No, you don't look like a Rubik's Cube guy. Was there any type of puzzles, games that you liked as a kid?
I was an outside guy.
An outside guy?
Yeah, for sure. I was on the streets playing, working out, all that stuff. Yep, that's
okay.
for sure.
All right. Where did you grow up for those? Let's get to meet a little Todd Shulenberger. Where's your hometown? Let's talk a little bit about growing up.
Carlisle, Pennsylvania. It's a lot like Pullman, Washington in a sense. It really is. In Carlisle, Pennsylvania, there's a college there called Dickinson Law School. And it's a little bigger than Pullman, but grew up there and lived there my whole life. And then went on to college in Pennsylvania and then made my journey. Played some pro soccer and then got into college coaching, and then here we are on the West Coast now, work your way up the ladder to become a head coach.
So I'm guessing that's why you root for the black and gold as well when it comes to the NFL.
That's for sure the Steelers.
Okay.
I mean, we're gonna beat the Falcons this weekend.
Okay, all right. Again, Todd Shulenberger here with us. Do you get a chance to enjoy other things during the season? And have you made chance for you to enjoy other things as you move along? Or I mean, we all know what this takes to succeed at this level, and we all know the hours that you put in. But do you take the time to enjoy the successes, to enjoy, just life a little bit more now that you're 10 years into this now?
Could I? Yes. Did I? No. So, I mean, I got to be better at that. I mean, we laugh at my boss, Dan McCoy, about that all the time, always checking. We got to do more and get out, and my own kids and seeing them grow up and play and do other stuff. But when you're in the grind, you're in the grind. This is what coaches do, and I want everything different, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, again, the margin of error and the margin when it comes to college athletics is so slim. You just want to make sure that you've got that margin, right, when it comes to everything. And that's why you put so many hours into coaching, so many hours into recruiting, so many hours into scouting.
Exactly. I mean, that's nonstop, and our staff does a fantastic job. And let's credit to the student athletes, the stuff they have to do nowadays, and to be attentive and on point every single moment, not only in the classroom but on the field and in life in general. So it's a big deal to be a college athlete, and it's also a big deal, obviously, to be very fortunate we get to coach these young ladies as well.
No doubt. All right, let's take one more quick break, and then we'll see if we'll squeeze one more in, or if Nadia's ready to come up. I think she's going to make her way up here, and we'll have Todd. He's going to go ahead and stay here with us, and we'll have Nadia join us as well. Glad to have you with us. We will have Nadia Cooper, goalkeeper for Washington State, joining us next. It's your Cougar Coaches Let me try this again. It's your Cougar Soccer Coaches Show, and it's with Todd Shulenberger right here from Learfield.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making. They're in to help you through all of it, because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024, U.S. Bank.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Are you prepared for success in every aspect of life? Hi, I'm Krista Gross, your lifelong realtor and a strong, proud supporter of Cougar Athletics. Today, I'm excited to introduce someone who's familiar with achieving greatness.
Hey y'all, this is John Mateer, a quarterback for your Washington State Cougars, and I've got to give a shout out to Krista. She's not just a familiar face, she's been a mentor for me since I got to WSU. Krista's been there through thick and thin, supporting me as a student athlete and helping me navigate the world of NIL. Krista goes above and beyond. She recently hosted a fantastic client client appreciation gathering where I got to meet some amazing folks and share a bit about our team. It's clear she cares about more than just business. She's all about building genuine connections. I always knew Krista was someone I could rely on. She's always got my back. Thanks, Krista, for being more than just a business associate. You're truly a friend and an ally.
Aw, thank you, John. John's the best. If you're ready for success in real estate, get me on your side. I'm Krista Gross, your lifelong realtor. Find me online at KristaGross.com. That's Krista with a K, KristaGross.com.
We welcome you back here to Zeppo's in Pullman, Washington. It is your Cougar Soccer Coaches Show with Todd Shulenberger, and also with us now, goalkeeper for Washington State, Nadia Cooper, who joins us as she is right here alongside a senior out of Houston, Texas. Nadia, first of all, thank you for taking the time to join us, and welcome to Zeppo's and the Coaches Show.
Thank you for having me.
Do you like the setting? Do you like being out here on the patio? You an outdoors person?
Yeah, clear blue skies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good in the
Absolutely. Again, we're talking to the 2021 Pac-12 Goalkeeper of the Year. The 2021 Pac-12 Freshman of the Year, was on the Pac-12 first team. From the day you stepped on campus, you were a contributor for this team. Talk about first your decision to come to Pullman, Washington. You're from Houston, Texas. That's a little bit of a long ways away from home. And just your thoughts on coming to the Palouse to play soccer for this guy.
Well, I started talking to Todd and originally John my freshman year of high school, and at the time I was going to a boarding school in Minnesota. That was also a great experience. I think that being away from home at that young of an age kind of gave me like the insight of how college is going to be. So yeah, it's been a great recruiting process. The whole thing was pretty smooth. Todd was a great help. He was awesome to talk to. He gave me lots of support and made sure to know that when I do come on campus, there's also going to be that support and that cushion away from home. And yeah, it was awesome. Pretty much, yeah.
And when you see the facilities that are now up at Lower Soccer Field, and you get a chance now to have spent some time here in Pullman, Washington, and know what Washington State University is all about, just your thoughts about your last few years here spending it in Pullman as a Cougar and what it's been like for you.
It's been an amazing experience having everyone support me, having teammates that I know want the same thing I do. I know that every time that they raise the bar, I raise the bar. It's just like everyone's keep fighting for their position, and everyone's fighting to be better, do better, and come out with the end goal, which is winning the tournament.
Yeah, and obviously you guys, if you take a look, and again, we mentioned this last week on the show, one of the top 20 teams in the country when it comes to just putting soccer into perspective. The Soccer Wire puts out a list, and you guys are right there in the top 20 programs in the country with what you guys have been able to do, not only throughout the season, but with your postseason success. I talked to Reese a little bit about this last season. You come on, and I'm sure you learned from some players as a youngster, and now you've kind of transformed into the leader. Let's start first when you came on. Who was kind of the people that took you under their wing and taught you what it was like to be a Cougar?
When I first got here, Mick Maness was a big part of my freshman year, not only from the really hard freshman year that I had with all the sad things that happened, but I think that she was a very good mother figure. Grayson Lynch has also been a big part of me being a Coug and growing up and taking me under her wing. Yeah. When
you talk about Grayson and Reese and some of the players that have been in this program with you for a long time, just they've become not only, I'm sure, teammates, but almost sisters to you, aren't they? Is that what it becomes?
Yeah, I agree. Especially Reese being like such a big class we came in all together, and it being me and her the last ones here, it just kind of feels surreal. But it's awesome to look in front of me and seeing one of the funnest players that I could play with and always being there for me.
Now you are into that leadership role. As again, we're talking with goalkeeper for Washington State, one of the true leaders on this team, Nadia Cooper, and stepping into that leadership role as an upperclassman. Have you taken that role on with some pride? And as you take a look at this 2024 group, we've got some talented newcomers and some talented freshmen on this team.
Yes, we do. I have taken a lot of pride in it, and I feel like since my freshman year, starting to play my freshman year, I feel like I also took on a big role at such a young age. It's kind of nothing new. I feel like I just stepped into mixed shoes at this point, and I don't know. It's really awesome to watch all these young players that not only I get to play with, but in the future I can watch them excel and go as far as they want to in this career here at Washington State.
Todd, you've talked about it a little bit, but what about this young lady and what she's been able to accomplish, not only as a soccer athlete, but as a young woman growing up and over these 4 years that she has spent here in Pullman?
It's been pretty neat to see where Nadia's come, and we have a special place with each other. I know we do, and I talked to her dad on quite an occasion, and Nadia had to go through some personal struggles, the family did, and what she's overcome as a person and her family, and watching her be a big sister to all her younger sisters is pretty incredible and special, and watch how she interacts with Matt's kids and other kids. And then what she's doing now, just being up here. 3 years ago, Nadia would probably put her hood up and wouldn't look me straight in the face, and now she's up here loud. It's true. Now she's up here loud and proud, and it's what makes my job special. Things that winning, but also seeing this young lady grow up and all the people we have hopefully have an impact in, and they can feel about that later in life. And I got nothing but all the respect for Nadia and what she's done and how she's grown up and where she's headed.
When you take a look at these first 4 matches, Nadia, how do you think that you have played? How do you think the team has played? And how much promise do you have going forward, not only through the rest of the non-conference, but once we get into West Coast Conference play?
I'm pretty confident in this team. I think all we really need to do is stick together and not – I don't know. We just need to stick together. And as long as we're supporting each other, whether we're down or whether we're not playing our best, as long as we're together, that's really all that matters to me. I think that as long as we're showing each other love and having some teamwork on the field, that's really my goal.
As you are in obviously a unique position on a soccer field, being between the pipes and being the goalkeeper, first of all, let's go back to that 5-minute delay. What's kind of going through your mind as you're going, well, you've come to a decision already with this? What's kind of going through your mind as this is going on and on? I'm sure it was endless for us. Was it endless for you too? Or what do you do during that downtime?
Well, on the field, it felt like hours, honestly. We were just like, at this point, we can just score the PK, score the PK, just like, let's play. At this point, no, everyone was just bickering, like, let's just play soccer. Like, this VAR stuff is, I mean, you can use it, but at this point, is it really working? Like,
yeah. Your mentality when it comes to playing that position, is it a position you've always played in soccer, or have you played other positions in soccer too? Or is that something you always wanted to do, be that good person in the net for your team?
I kind of think that I just want the spotlight, kind of. So it's either I was a forward or I was in goal making saves or I was scoring the goals. I don't know. I just remember when I was a kid, I used to be a forward and they'd sub me in goalie because I'd score 3 goals. And they're like, all right, you got to chill. You got to get in the back. Like, you got to get in goal or something. And from there, I think I just started loving it. And I just like directing people, telling people what to do. Everyone's really on my timing, so I love it.
Got just a few more things for you, and then we'll let you go. First of all, you've played for the U.S. national team, and you've had some chances to be part of the national team. What was that like, and what is that? I mean, just talk to us a little bit about that experience.
I think it was a great experience, especially going to playing like club soccer and then leaving club soccer and going to play with some of the best players that I am still friends with to this day. I don't know, it was a good experience. It kind of resembles college, like training room, showing up to meetings, taking notes, all that. So I just think it gave me a big it was definitely an eye-opener.
Was it always soccer for you? Obviously, you're a great athlete. Were there other sports that you had growing up that you thought about going into or liked going when you were growing up?
Yes. I also played volleyball. Had a couple volleyball offers. Don't want to brag a little too much, but
you brag as much as you want. The spotlight is yours.
That's what I love. So,
yeah. You play football too?
Yeah, I played football, but. Yeah, it was just for attention.
Yeah.
That's why she's so crazy. We know that.
Okay.
She's not afraid to come out for anything, so that's football.
Absolutely. Yeah. So was it around your freshman year in high school that when you started talking with the coaches, you said, okay, soccer is a sport that's going to do it for me?
That was confirmation when I started talking to college coaches freshman year, yeah.
And we used to fly up, John and I used to fly up to Minnesota like every other weekend we got to get this kid. And so we go up to Minnesota and see her, and then, yeah. That was good. That was
Absolutely.
Makes 3 cents.
I guess last thing I got for you, how excited are you about these two matches at home? What's it like playing at Lower Soccer Field when we get all of the numbers that come in to support you guys, and especially on a big home weekend like we're going to have this weekend?
I'm excited. I mean, I love the crowd. I think that the crowd fuels our team. It fuels me for sure. I just love seeing the people cheer for us. It's just a good community to be in.
Again, it's Thursday night, UC Irvine, 7 o'clock, UC San Diego, 1 o'clock. I wasn't too tough on you, was I?
No.
All right, I knew you could handle it. She shines just like Reese did, just like they all do. Thank you so much for joining us. How about her knocking it out of the park, Nadia Cooper? We'll take a break and then have more with the head coach, Todd Shulenberger. Next, it's a Cougar Soccer Coaches Show from Learfield.
Hey, Coug fans! Can't decide what to do with your late-night weekends? Why not Cosmic Bowling? Every Friday and Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is Cosmic Bowling at Zeppo's. At a price designed with everyone in mind, we are your destination for music, disco lights, and of course, bowling. Can't join us on the weekends? Zeppo's is the place to be for all ages every day of the week. With bowling, food, and drink specials, we offer prices that won't break the budget. You can even reserve your lane in advance with online reservations at Zeppos.com. When looking for fun in Pullman, look no further than Zeppo's.
This Washington State University sports broadcast is brought to you in part by Pullman Regional Hospital, the official hospital of Washington State Athletics. The combined expertise of our university and our award-winning hospital are being deployed to provide greater access to resources, education, employment opportunities, and innovations to improve health care and health outcomes for all of us. Learn more at pullmanregional.org. Pullman Regional Hospital and Washington State, partners in excellence.
While you're traveling on to Palouse, make sure you stop in Colfax. Colfax is home to great businesses like Pomeroy Grain Growers. For all your crop marketing needs, contact Brian or Eric. You're in good hands at Pomeroy Grain Growers. If you're considering assisted living, consider the Courtyard at Colfax, where it's always a wonderful way to live. And for all your gift-giving needs, Tick Clock Drug has the best selection on the Palouse. Colfax, a great place to stay and play.
Whitman Hospital and Medical Clinics welcomes new podiatrist, Dr. Adam Simmons.
I'm excited to bring my podiatric expertise to Colfax. I look forward to serving, working, and living in this beautiful place I now call home.
Dr. Simmons is accepting new patients at Whitman Hospital's specialty clinic on the main campus.
We will do our best to keep you on your feet. Call us at 509-397-9005.
We know your feet are your body's foundation. You know us.
Well, it is your WSU Cougar Coaches Show with head coach of Washington State University Soccer, Todd Shulenberger, here for the remainder of the hours. We take you up until 7 o'clock. Just had Nadia Cooper. Of course, she earned the West Coast Conference Defensive Player of the Year honors just the week prior to this last week for the clean sheet against Montana and the victory over Idaho. Again, you look at her, coach, and you see her, whether it's saves, whether it's shutouts, whether it's minutes played, whether it's matches played. I mean, she's dotting her name in every single one of those when it comes to the Cougar record books. But again, I'm sure that those things are all wonderful and it's great for the fans. But I think probably even more important for you is what she has meant to you, to the program, and again, what she has been able to do now as a leader of this team and what she has become as a young lady.
Yeah, like we could brag about all the accolades all we want, but again, it's more than that, and just seeing what this kid has gone through and then her family, it's been incredible. And kid's got a smile on her face every day, comes to work, there's no nonsense, and she gets after it, and you can't ask for anything more than that.
And we have somebody like that in the net. Does that make one of the things that you have to worry about that much less for you to work on throughout the rest of the week?
For sure. I mean, and she leads the example. We got another young lady, Leah, here, who's going to be replacing Nadia here at some point, and whenever it's this year, whenever the case may be. But these goalkeepers' attitude and the way they train with each other, with Scott and Moose, our other goalkeeper as well, and Kira, that it's been. They work hard, and it's great. And it's Leah's here supporting Nadia, and Nadia's here supporting Leah, and that's pretty incredible in the same position. It just doesn't happen a lot. It's like the quarterback position. They are two kids that hang out and respect each other greatly.
When you're on the training side of things, when it comes to getting the team ready, do you work with the goalkeepers a whole lot? Or I'm sure you obviously do, but at the same time, you've got your assistant coaches that also do with that. What kind of drills do they kind of go through when it goes through?
Well, Scott does our personal goalkeeper training here, and he does a great job of that. And then they'll come into the team atmosphere during practice after, maybe 15, 20 minutes, and they do stuff before that as well. No, come in and join myself and Matt as we continue, and Emily as we continue the practice on. But Scott does their individual stuff before they join with the team.
Okay. Again, big weekend at home this weekend. Again, UC Irvine Thursday night, 7 o'clock. UC San Diego, 1 o'clock on Sunday. Talked a little bit about UC Irvine, and I know that's where most of your attention is right now, especially with a couple of days between the two matches. Any first impressions of UC San Diego, just for the fans out there that are getting set to get ready for these two matches, and as we get ready for a matchup against them?
Well, obviously my goal first, as you said, is Irvine. Again, any California team, they're tricky, they're good, they're going to be good on the ball, they're going to try to possess, and it'll be a great match. They get to deal with Idaho first on Thursday, which they're going to have a great match, a tough match against Idaho before they play us, and we're going to have one against Irvine before we play them. So my attention to them will start on Thursday night, let's say at 9 o'clock, 9:30, after I flush the first game on to the next. But we'll worry about them come then.
You're kind of now into a portion of your schedule where it is going to be two matches a week for a while. Is that something you welcome? Is that something it is what it is as far as the schedule is concerned, or probably nothing new for you, I'm sure?
Well, if you're healthy, knock on wood, so far we are. When you're fit, and we are, okay, and we're deep, I welcome it, right? So as long as we can keep that first figure down with the healthiness, then I know that we're not going to run into any fatigue factors. We're not going to run into any depth issues, okay? We just got to balance their minutes. We got to balance their legs, and recovery and nutrition and hydration and all that stuff is a big play when we start moving forward here, because you play on a Thursday night, you got to do it again on Sunday, and some of these girls run 8 to 10 miles a game, and they got to do it again on Sunday. So we got to do it right.
And you saw it one time already this season against Idaho, and you guys came out pretty fresh against the Idaho Vandals that Sunday because it was the second matchup of the week that year.
But it was a 7 o'clock game, so we planned that too. So now this is going to be our first double with a Thursday night and then a 1 o'clock on Sunday. So we'll have 6 hour less rest time.
All right. Again, we're with the head coach of Washington State University Soccer, Todd Shulenberger. So happy to have you with us. Take another break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about Cougar soccer and maybe a little bit on what we've seen so far early season. We'll do that a little bit more when we come back. Again, it's the Washington State University and the Cougar Coaches Show right here from Zuppos, and it's from Learfield.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making. They're in to help you through all of it, because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024, U.S. Bank.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill.
This Washington State University sports broadcast is brought to you in part by Pullman Regional Hospital, the official hospital of Washington State Athletics. The combined expertise of our university and our award-winning hospital are being deployed to provide greater access to resources, education, employment opportunities, and innovations to improve health care and health outcomes for all of us. Learn more at pullmanregional.org. Pullman Regional Hospital and Washington State, partners in excellence.
Before the big game, schedule a round of golf at the Colfax Golf Course and Event Center. While the ladies shop, you can be relaxing with 9 or 18 holes on the quiet, scenic course, where it's always a great day to play. And no holiday is complete without a visit to Tick Clock Drug. Pharmacy, healthcare, apparel, cards, gifts, and home decor, all in one beautiful, convenient location. Tick Clock Drug and Colfax Golf Course and Event Center. In Colfax, a great place to stay and play.
Back here at Zuppos, we're out on the patio tonight. Beautiful night here on the Palouse and looking for a beautiful weekend. Again, if you are a Washington State University fan, alum, supporter, make your way to Pullman this weekend because this is a big weekend for Washington State University athletics. 2 soccer home matches, which we will continue to talk about Thursday and Sunday. home volleyball, by the way, the lone home non-conference match of the season for volleyball, going to be taking place Friday night against Eastern Washington University. You'll have opportunities once we get to conference play. By the way, they win 1-2 in Omaha. How about Cougar football picking up a big win on Saturday? They will take on Texas Tech on Saturday night. Hall of Fame, as you've mentioned, and obviously we will recognize those going into the Cougar Hall of Fame. That's this weekend as well. So again, obviously if you've got the opportunity and the means, we love you to contribute to the CAF, but I mean, there is something else that you can do, and that's showing up and supporting these athletes on a nightly basis when they are in town like they're going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and a perfect opportunity for Cougar fans to come out and support these athletes.
Yeah, I mean, we see what the lower soccer field looked like last weekend, both nights. I mean, it was basically standing room only in there. Let's get out there and do that again. Let's support volleyball, and let's get out there and get behind Jake Dicker and his football team. Let's fill up Martin Stadium Saturday night. Let's get this place rocking like it is. Let's show what we are about here in Pullman. And the best way to do that is buy those tickets and get there on Saturday nights for football as well.
No doubt. Again, we love that. That's going to be a big weekend here on the Palouse, and it's going to be hot, but it's going to be beautiful weather as well as we come out on Labor Day weekend. So hopefully as folks are done with Labor Day plans, they make their way out to visit Washington State University and all of the events. We're just a few weeks away from West Coast Conference play, and I know you've got some big matches between now and then. Have you seen anything? I'm sure you're keeping tabs on it, obviously. What have you seen out of the teams in the conference as far as what we've done, been a member here for the next couple of seasons from the teams in this conference and what they've been able to do so far in the non-conference?
Well, Santa Clara's done really well right now. I believe they're undefeated or maybe have a tie, I believe. But they beat the Huskies. They beat, a bunch of teams already, and they're obviously been a great team, won the national championship before. Pepperdine just beat UCLA yesterday as well. So we're thriving and hoping these teams continue to win because all it helps is bonus points for RPI when we play them. And, Gonzaga's doing pretty decent right now, and Portland. So it's going to be a test, and I've said it all along that the WCC has done more with soccer than the SEC and Big 12 have ever done. That's a fact when it comes down to Final Four appearances and national championships. So we're lucky to be in a situation we are right now. We'll see where that goes down the road, but, the conference is thriving, and we're going to keep pushing for it.
Does that even enter into your mind as far as the teams that you're playing, or are you so concentrating on what you've got ahead of you over and again, I'm sure 90% of it's Thursday night, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of meat on the bone in non-conference, if you know what I mean, and there's a lot of opportunities there that we want to get after first. So again, just like I'm worried about Sunday after Thursday, I worry about conference play after non-conference is done.
Yeah, no doubt. Again, as the Cougars are getting set for these two matchups, again, it'll be UC Irvine, it'll be UC San Diego. Talk about some of your young players and some of the new players on this team. Anybody that sticks out over the last week or two, either in game action or in training, that has really kind of stood out to you and what they've been able to bring to
our
your
freshman
team?
Kenny, the forward right now, has done an unbelievable job right now. As a freshman, they're going to go up the mountain, fall down, up and down. We got to pick them up. We got to manage them right. But she's physicality-wise and athlete-wise, she's right there. And now it's the soccer piece we know she has. So we've really been impressed with her as a freshman. And you got to look at that sophomore class that has grown since last year. The Megans, the Regans, Nina's getting a lot of minutes back there now. I know Peyton's a year older, but Peyton's now in a starting role back there for us as well. So, there's a lot of growth and opportunity here for these young ones. And on paper, it may look like we're older, but right now we've been going with a lot of the younger kids as well because it's a great depth chart and competition every day.
What about some of the transfers that you've brought in and the way that they've been able to integrate with your team? How do you think that has gone as far as the process to this point in the season?
Yeah, Juliana Duckett sticks out for us right away. She's played almost every minute so far at that 6th role, and she came in from Pepperdine and has done a great job. And looking at the list here, from that standpoint, Renaya Burton's got some minutes this past weekend, and she caused some problems at different times, and she actually scored a goal this year as well. So I think they're all filling the role what they need when they're called on. But if I'd say there was one right now that's really jumped in from a transfer standpoint, and actually, excuse me, two, it would be Maggie. I'm sorry, Maggie from Florida. She played at Coastal Carolina, but she's from the state of Florida. Those two, Maggie and Juliana, probably had the most impact so far.
Meanwhile, what have you seen out of Megan Santa Cruz after a fantastic freshman season last season so far in her sophomore campaign?
Well, she caused that midfielder, Shea, a lot of problems at Stanford, and that girl's a national team player. I mean, she couldn't stay with her. Megan was free a lot, and that was Megan's ability to – Megan's good on the dribble. Megan likes to have the ball at her feet. She likes to make things happen. As long as we're doing it in the right way and not overdoing it, she's got the green light in my book to do what she's got to do down there.
Grayson Lynch, obviously just been solid for you all season long.
Yeah, I wish that goal would have went in for her on Sunday. It just ball of inches, right? How it just scooted out the side there. But no, she's growing and growing back from her fitness and her recovery from her ACL injury. So she's going the right direction right now for sure. Getting more minutes each game.
Again, the Washington State University Cougars, 2 home matches. Then they're on the road for 3 in a row against Georgia Southern, Georgia, Utah State. Then they do open up West Coast Conference play again. That'll be September the 28th when San Diego comes to town, as that is your soccer schedule for the next few weeks. But again, your last chance until we get to West Coast Conference play to catch Cougar soccer at home with non-conference action against both the UC Irvine and UC San Diego. And again, you built this non-conference schedule with the mindset of we're going to challenge ourselves to get ready for, as you mentioned, what should be a superb West Coast Conference season.
It should be. I mean, it's not the Pac-12 because the Pac-12 had, we had 9 teams, 10 teams in the NCAA tournament before. But what we had to do, we had to manipulate the schedule, but we're not fooling ourselves going into conference play with great teams. But we also maybe had to have a little bit front-end heavy now to make sure we're getting those bonus points we're looking for and also be ready when we play the Santa Clara's Pepperdines of the world.
Indeed. All right, we'll take one more break, and then we'll come back and wrap things up from Zeppo. So happy to have you with us here on a Tuesday night. Again, if your schedules, what are these guys doing on a Tuesday? We had Labor Day off, so we're here on a Tuesday. And again, so happy to have you with us on this Tuesday from Zeppo's. Take one more break, and then we'll be back to wrap with the show. I'm here with head coach of the Cougs, Todd Shulenberger. It's a Cougar Soccer Coaches Show from Learfield.
Hey, Coug fans! Can't decide what to do with your late-night weekends? Why not Cosmic Bowling? Every Friday and Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is Cosmic Bowling at Zeppo's. At a price designed with everyone in mind, we are your destination for music, disco lights, and of course, bowling. Can't join us on the weekends? Zeppo's is the place to be for all ages every day of the week. With bowling, food, and drink specials, we offer prices that won't break the budget. You can even reserve your lane in advance with online reservations at Zeppos.com. When looking for fun in Pullman, look no further than Zeppo's.
Bro, you go hard for the WSU Cougs.
What do you mean?
You're literally wearing a Coug jersey that you bought from the Coug store with your Coug debit card. And you don't stop talking about how every time you use your card, GISA donates to the Cougar Athletic Fund.
I guess I do go pretty hard for my Cougs.
If you go hard for your Cougs, get your WSU card today at GISA.com. Go Cougs!
Are you ready to find your way back home? Hi, I'm Krista Gross, your lifelong realtor. Today, I'm excited to introduce a client of mine who has a story to share.
I'm Sue. I graduated from WSU in 1993. 6 years ago, my family and I embarked on an exciting journey of finding our way back home to Pullman. We were lucky enough to have Krista by our side every step of the way. From the moment we met her, Krista's patience and genuine care was apparent. She quickly became our friend. We found the perfect home, but it slipped through our fingers. Yet Krista did not give up. She kept a watchful eye on the market, and when the same home resurfaced, she did not hesitate to contact us. Talk about dedication. We've lived in Pullman for 2 years now. Krista helped us find our way back home. I recommend her to anyone and everyone because Krista is amazing.
Aw, thank you so much, Sue. Sue and Bruce are wonderful. If you're ready to find your way back home, you need me on your side. I'm Krista Gross, your lifelong realtor. Find me online at KristaGross.com. That's Krista with a K, KristaGross.com.
Here at Zeppo's, again, it is your Cougar Coaches Show with head coach Todd Shulenberger. Again, a busy week in store for us with Cougar soccer Thursday and Sunday, volleyball Friday. Also, we've got Cougar football on Saturday. Been at this now for a few weeks. You settling in? How do you think it's gone so far?
I think it's going good. I love the venue change outside tonight. It's picture perfect, and yeah, I think everything's going great.
I think it's been a lot of fun, and again, a great chance to talk to a couple of your players and Reese Tappan and Nadia Cooper over the last couple of weeks. And again, we will have another show on Monday next week, but do want to let everybody know that the show for soccer is going to be on Facebook Live, and the reason for that is because as much as I've tried, I can't be in 2 places at once. I will be in Cheney calling Cougar volleyball as we had a schedule change. I thought I was all clear for all of our soccer coaches shows, but on the last couple of weeks, they made that change. So we actually play volleyball Monday night. And since I'm the voice of Cougar Volleyball, I will be in Sheeny Monday night for that game right here on News Talk for the Palouse. But we still want to do a coach's show. And so with that, Trevor Williams, who does a great job covering you guys when you got some of your streams and obviously has followed this Cougar program for such a good time, does such a good job on the air. He was going to take you through Facebook Live next Monday. Does that sound good to you?
Perfect. Yeah, Trevor's in the house too, so he'll be ready to go. I know that. And he'll do our game this Sunday, so he'll be well prepped for our Monday.
All right. And he's a guy that I was going to say he might have more difficult questions than I do, but he might not either. I mean, I've been pretty nice to you, haven't I?
You've been great. Yeah, this is easy. It's not like dealing with referees, but you're good.
Okay. Again, as we get ready now, 4 matches in. What do we say? We got 5 matches still to go, non-conference wise. Again, as we are studying this 2024 roster, just give me one last quick summary of things that you've really enjoyed so far here from your team over the first few weeks of the season, and then some things that you think maybe you need to clean up as we move forward and get ready for West Coast Conference play.
I've enjoyed these girls and going to work every day. It's not always easy trying to please 30 young ladies, okay? And they've been really together, stuck together, buying into what we're trying to do here. Again, we didn't get the result yesterday, but just the way the game ended and the way we felt, and when we got on the bus, we got on the plane, we got home. It's never easy getting back to Pullman. Let's be real. We fly to Oakland, then we got to go from Oakland into Spokane, then we got to take the bus home. I mean, it's just what we do. Yeah. But they were always together. They got up this morning, no nonsense, got in the weight room, got into practice. So that's been pretty neat to see. And what we want to get better is put the ball in the net. I know we're good enough. Let's put this ball in the net and let's stop messing around. Not that they're messing around, but it's one of these things that I feel good about how we're getting there. It's not a one-man show. It is a complete team effort, and we can be patient and stick together. I'm excited so far where we're at.
Couple of follow-up questions to that, and I don't know if this is naive guy that doesn't know as much about soccer as you do, but first, when you have the depth that you do, and you talk about these girls and the way that they've come, sometimes that can be kind of a little bit of a challenge because you've got players competing for playing time and competing to be starters. But at the same time, as long as they're all tugging the same rope and trying to get this team to a better spot, and that's what you've seen so far out of this team.
Yeah, but we got as a staff got to remind ourselves they are young adults, and we have to communicate more with them and not so much them with us to make sure everything is okay and they know exactly what we're looking for, what we want to do each time.
And then you mentioned the chances. You had a lot of chances against Stanford. Did you think you had a lot of quality chances against Stanford? Because sometimes you can look at a stat sheet and see a bunch of shots on goal, but you don't get quality shots on goal. Did you think you had quality shots and it just didn't quite happen, or do you think you just put a lot of balls on net and they maybe weren't quality shots?
No, four of them could have been goals easily. Yeah. I mean, that's how legit they were. You're not going to get that many against Stanford, but we had Grayson's post, and then Rahana hit 2 at the keeper that was close. She had to create her own shot. And she did, and then the one they blocked from Kenny late when Reagan crossed the ball in the last couple minutes of the game.
Can scoring be contagious too? I mean, you find that one that goes into the back of the net, and then all of a sudden you start to see, I don't know whether it's the gods of soccer or what it is, but you can then kind of see the floodgates open a little bit.
Yeah, you hope so. I mean, it's definitely it's repetition, it's consistency, it's competitiveness each day in practice. As long as we're putting them in environments where we're not fooling them and we're not just shooting, we're scoring, but we're putting them under pressure moments.
These 2 matches at home, you mentioned after week number 1 how important those 2 matches were. You get that same feeling here. Not again, we're in September, and I don't think anything's must win, but this is kind of an answer the bell week for you guys, isn't it?
You can't go do what you just did and come out and lay an egg on Thursday night. We got to go. All right, and that's just the girls know that, and the same mentality for Sunday. And if you're gonna that picture we all took of each other Thursday, not Sunday, not literally a picture, but how we left this field and realized how it felt, we got to bring it.
And also at home, protecting home pitch in front of the home fans. Yes,
absolutely. I mean, first sporting event again for the weekend to kick it off. We want to go down with a win, to kick into volleyball, to kick into football, and you go right back to us on Sunday. So yes, let's start this thing off Thursday night with a win.
All right. What about Nadia Cooper? And again, her performance not only in the net but on the air tonight.
She was very good. I mean, she didn't surprise me because I knew she's growing up and doing a lot better. And We will miss her because just all the little jokes that she does day in, day out in the field and the excitement she brings to the team and laughter and reminds us that we are humans and that we can have fun here too.
Absolutely. My thanks to Nadia. She was fantastic on the show. My thanks to Todd. My thanks to all the fine folks at Zeppo's, the workers here at Zeppo's that do such a fantastic job serving us throughout the entire show as well. Again, next week we will be with you, but it's going to be Monday night with, again, Trevor Williams, as he'll be with you on Facebook Live for your Cougar Soccer Coach Show with Todd Shulenberger. We will be at Cheney for volleyball right here Monday night as far as the radio side of things. It's going to do it for us. Again, happy to have you with us. It's a big weekend for Cougar Soccer. It's a big weekend for Cougar Athletics. Again, Thursday night, 7 o'clock, Sunday at 1. Coach, as always, thanks. Fun time.
Appreciate it, Steve. Thank you, brother.
All right, that's going to do it. It's the Cougar Coach Soccer Show right here from Learfield.
You've been listening to the Cougar Soccer Coaches Show with Todd